YouTube is broken. Pick isn't. Why? Yeah, I'm confused. Because I'm clicking the go live button, but they don't go live. Me 2, me 3, me 4. Me 4. Shut up. Yep, I don't know. Whatever. Don't care. I'll fix it another day. Smart.
Let's get to it. Step 1. This man scoops up this cold soup broth into a steel bowl. That is going to be our base. He puts in some assorted cabbage and carrots, then a little bit of cucumber. From here, he dumps on the squid. This is a very straightforward recipe, and it came together in about 30 seconds. Very impressive. Next, he puts on some sesame oil. From there, he puts on sesame seeds. Next up, green onions. Now, he's done. What if you held this up like this? Yeah, and that's how you make noodles from squid. Right here we have the most expensive noodle of the day, but it's actually not the strangest. That I'm saving for last. But let's talk about what's in this bowl right here. Squid. Now, if you cut a squid into thin strips, does that count as a noodle? Let's find out. A noodle is a long, thin strip, good, of dough. Made from flour, water, and often eggs. Technically, this may not be. In a moment, I'm gonna try this out. But first, let's talk about squid, because squid are very important to Jeju. In fact, if you go to basically any port on this island, you're gonna see tons of squid boats. And they stand out because squid boats are full of super bright light. I believe the squids are drawn to the bright lights like a moth to a bright light. It works similarly. This is a lot of squid, and that's why it's very expensive. But there's a nice base of yache, or vegetables, cabbage, carrots, purple cabbage. Somehow I'm gonna try it to get all that slimy goodness into one chopstick full and toss it back. Take smaller bites. Wow, that was something else. First of all, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to get through that, but I did, somehow. The texture, which is very chewy, pretty hard. Not like a normal noodle, that's for sure. That soup base that it's in, absolutely delicious, and almost the exact same that you would experience in a Korean cold noodle. It's a little bit spicy, it tastes bright. It's super sweet. Here's my best guess. Vinegar, sugar, gochujang, sesame oil, sesame seeds, salt, MSG. I'm told there's also pear juice in there too. I love the fact that the soup is chilled, so it's making everything colder and more crispy. Whether or not it's a noodle, that's for you guys to debate downstairs in the comments below, but to me, this is certainly one of the most surprising noodles of the day. But not the strangest noodle we're trying today. That comes next. Let's move. We are on our way to our 5th noodle, but there's a problem. 2 hours before arriving here, the owner called us and said, actually, you can't film here. And we said, what are we supposed to do? You're like the only one who makes this type of noodle. So here's our plan. Go there anyways. Anything could happen, especially not something good. We're gonna see if he agrees. Initially, we were gonna see the food making, do the food eating. He said we can't even film the eating. Can they legally stop you from filming yourself eating food at a table? Let's go find out. Joe?
Joe helped ask for filming permission. And let me tell you, he did not like this idea. The reason I desperately wanted to film here is because they serve something called tangerine noodles. Why tangerine? Well, you're gonna find out soon.
쌈골냉면 하나 주세요.
This cheerful lady is the same person who helped shut down our kitchen access 2 hours ago.
Oh, she's opening the door. 감사합니다.
And now she's smiling. The noodles are coming out, and somehow the mission is still alive.
All right, so we just arrived. I ordered the noodle, and we can just eat outside. No one can stop us. I think that's the guy who denied us. Okay, now we're busted. We're busted.
But he said that it's okay to get inside there and eat. And I think they fought
They fought? Oh, yeah.
in the morning.
So in the end, the husband-wife team resolved their domestic dispute, and we're allowed to film here. I think the lesson here is that when someone says no, do it anyways. Oh, hey, the noodles.
All right, here it is. My first moment seeing this tangerine cold noodle. Oh. It's beautiful. Before I try this out, let's back up a bit. First of all, we are in a place called Ghost Town. It seems like some old, nearly abandoned, haunted house area that happens to have this restaurant attached. Now, why are tangerines important? Because we are on the island of Jeju, and this is the citrus capital of South Korea. Around 90 to 95% of Korea's citrus is grown here on this island. The island's mild winters, volcanic soil, and abundant sunshine create ideal growing conditions. So here on Jeju, this fruit is a symbol of prosperity. Not only will you find it in every market, but you'll find pictures of tangerines all over the island. That said, it doesn't mean it belongs in a bowl of noodles. The first step, oh gosh, there's like a whole tangerine, there's bell peppers, cucumber, a hard-boiled egg, and then there is the noodle inside. I feel like I should try out this broth. It's an orangey broth. It looks like it's made of orange juice. If this broth just tastes like orange juice, I am gonna be devastated. Cheers. What is that? Might be worse than orange juice. Wow, that's so strange. It's a little bit sweet, a little citrusy. I mean, it tastes like tangerine squash plus maybe some MSG and some other seasonings in there. It is quite a unique flavor, but let's see how that is with the noodles. The noodle itself, good. A bit firm, nice and chewy, but that broth, man, there's no escaping it. And it completely saturates the noodle. Every bite is covered in this flavor. Joe, what is this broth made out of? Any idea?
Oh, I have no idea.
We try to get the inside scoop on what is actually in the broth. He said there are 13 to 15 tangerine-related ingredients in the broth. How's that work? That said, I haven't tried it with this, an actual piece of tangerine. Maybe this is the missing key. Fruit, citrus fruit, and noodles. Let's give it a shot. Sour, sweet, nice chewy noodles. I'm gonna categorize this one as fun to try. Would I ever eat it again in my life? No. Here's what I like. You know, you gotta give these people credit because they could have just been like everyone else and been like, it's a pork noodle. Easy. It's not that hard to make pork taste delicious, but they went the other route. They took a food that's almost impossible to combine with noodles, and they did their best. That said, today we had 5 different noodles. Now, if I had to pick one that was my absolute favorite, it was the pork noodle. Excuse me, meat noodle. But that is just my opinion, guys. I want to know what you think. Of these 5 noodles, which do you wish you could try, and does squid count as a noodle? Before we go, I want to say a huge thank you to Joe. Joe, put her there. Joe is a tour guide. My trip wouldn't have been possible without him, and he can actually be your tour guide for your next trip in Korea, especially in Busan. He is doing food tours and walking tours. Go to his website right here to book him next time you come to Korea. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, man.
One more time, thank you to Whatnot. GoPro Mission 1, one winner. Scan the QR code, spend your $15 credit to enter, or drop your username in the comments. Good luck.
Okay, I'm tired of food videos. Heist. Is there any new heist? Not Venus Gaming. Shut up. No. I don't know, whatever. No videos for a bit, I guess. I might just call it soon. Kinda running out of ideas what to do.
I didn't join your guild alone. My fields, and it's 2 a.m. Burger.
Nah, I'll keep it on her. No! Fuck! Bitch! Ah. The other cigar leaked? Wait a second. Hold the fuck on. I see it on Twitter. Hold on. No fucking way. Um. Big blunts, big blunts. Big blunts, big blunts. Big blunts, big blunts. Mike, I don't know what I wanna do, man. You know what I mean? I know you're a rapper. What you mean? Like, do I stay streaming? Like, do I, 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 do it? Yeah, Teresa. I licked my face. Well graded. How you feeling? Feeling. Feeling. I'm feeling. That determines my answer. I didn't like that answer. I don't know what to play. I don't know what to play. Prince of Snow. Your experience through no. Even though I still probably haven't installed. You hate me. Maybe. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Ah. Separate stream but powered with me and Skirt later, or you on Minecraft timing still. I mean, I could I can. For stream play some Valorant. Yo, what the fuck? I don't want to play Valorant. What the fuck is telling me to play Valorant? Do you want me to kill myself? What the fuck kind of timing is you on? Call them Sharmuta. Well. Let's play some TFT, fuck it. I'm stuck in this game, so I don't feel like playing it more. I'm going down to the fucking deeps of hell. Fucking TFT, dude. Fucking Sharmutita gonna stay on TFT when it's some new free. Motherfucker, I ain't got shit. You're can't believe Gray licked my face. What a bitch. She managed to go on my thing, and she pressed this when I was without a mask. Fucking bitch. Honestly. On the cam. Yeah, she licked my face. Yeah. On cam. What else? I should have done this, but I didn't. So that's kind of on me, to be honest. That's kind of on me. I thought you said licked before. Yeah, licked my face. Licked my face. Licked my face. Licked. Like, no mask. Licked. Oh, no. Licked. Leaked. Driving in GTA. Driving. I have to put all the business out there. Yeah, and I'm never making that mistake again. I can tell you that much. Who is it? Nothing is a hidden secret. What the fuck? That's what I'm saying. It's a hidden secret, dude. She licked my shit. She licked my dick on Twitter. They don't like the things I say on Twitter. Only the Mossad knows. I'm Mossad. The Twitter guys know. The Snapchat people kind of know, for the most part. But that's 6 people. So, well, 7. 6. What? Yeah. The Snapchat people know my face. Kill yourself. Oof. Vanish. Whoops, did not tweet that. Maybe I should wait before you say something, you know what I mean? So you can I gotta pee. So, guys, let's find a video. Heist video. Shut up. Yo, this video was insane. I saw XQC watching. Motherfucker said 6'7". When did I say 6'7"? What? Perfect timing almost. Unless what is I'm gonna get this bird and come back for 45 minutes. Y'all just disappear on me, bro. Stop it. What the fuck? You did. God did. Listen, bruh. I'm listening. Money calling. I'm coming home with like $600 today. Damn. That's a pretty big bomb. Money. I mean, my fault. Highly blessed. I don't know why I'm reading everything so incorrectly tonight. I'm just trying to find some videos. Motherfuckers come try to roll me, I wish. Don't show them what I have on me, dog. Don't make me pull it out. Don't make me pull that shit out, you heard? I'm banging. Don't make me pull that shit out. Cause it's right there. Don't make me pull it out. Don't make me pull it out. I won't pull it out. It's right there. It's right there. I won't pull it out. Ha. Gotcha. They don't know. They don't know. Got that. Got that Glock on me. Licky Glock Glock. Got that cock on me. Say wallahi, bro. Say wallahi. Say wallahi, bro. Say wallahi. Well, I don't got that cock on me, but shit's small lifted at home. Fuck you.
I've come here to watch people kill whales by hand, not on factory ships.
I'm not making a
with
sandwich.
harpoon cannon, and nobody here gets paid. Guys, what a scene! It is just like a mad
I'm just honest at this
for
point.
lack of a better word. This is
Let's-
Lamarella,
oof.
a village on a rock in eastern Indonesia,
Oof,
too
oof,
infertile
oof, that's
to
stinky.
farm. I think you can almost start to see why this one village is made an exception and is allowed to continue this tradition, where their only food comes out of the sea. And so for 600 years, they've hunted whales, some of the biggest animals in the ocean, with nothing but wooden boats and bamboo spears. It is one of the most dangerous jobs on Earth, and every year, some of them don't come home.
Even though it feels like we're constantly putting our very lives on the line, it still doesn't feel like enough. It still comes down to the luck of the individual person. Everybody can dance.
It's also the last place in the southern hemisphere where whales are still hunted by hand. To some, it is barbaric. The killing of one of the most intelligent animals on Earth. A creature with the biggest brain on the planet, and a culture all of its own just for a meal you could get another way. To others, it's simply not for us to judge. These are a people who fed themselves this way for more than 600 years, being told by outsiders who've never once gone hungry that their whole way of life and belief system is a crime. So today, we're going to see for ourselves. We're going whaling, and we're digging into the history, and we're sitting down to eat one of the most controversial creatures on the planet. This is maybe the last generation of Indonesian whalers. Here's the crew. This is our boat. Been kind enough to take us out on their first row of the season, literally the first hunt is always done by hand for like symbolic, ceremonial reasons. It's good luck. I think it gives us a little less chance of spearing anything. We're doing how the locals really do it. It's a fight just to leave with these guys. When they say they do it by hand, they mean everything. Oh, it's much easier getting down than it was up, let me tell you. There's no ramp here, no track, no pulleys, no winch. Just a multi-ton wooden boat hauled in and out of the water every single day. Nothing but manpower. Right across the rocks. We're not that far off the beach. Maybe 500 meters, 600 meters. But again, just rowing. Rowing takes a lot of energy, a lot of manpower. Once we're past the break, they fire up the one piece of machinery that they're legally allowed to use, this tiny 15 horsepower Yamaha. Guys, just how hard this is with the rules that are in place, with the fact that they're on these giant wooden boats that still have sails running down the middle of them, that they are allowed to use a maximum of 15 horsepower engine. And trust me, nothing that small is ever going to chase something down because of its speed. But before the engine ever turns over, there's a prayer. Everyone's kind of in this room now. I see this kind of like sacred rope that's been coiled up beneath some.
Back 1 second. Let me put the video on the corner. On my corner. On my PT. Oh. I have PTSD, and I was about to say. I was thinking of my. I have PTSD. Hi, hello. I was thinking of that. ADHD. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. Me simple. It was a me simple. It was a me simple. Wrong emote. Wrong emote. I used the wrong emote.
Crucifixes. Again, the Christian belief here is like pretty tied into the wailing, which is super interesting to me. We blessed the rope, the crew, and opened the season.
Do you bless the rope?
Boat.
Interesting.
Guys,
Let's start rope.
All my travel clothes are here. This pump just goes into the side. Give it a second. Look at that. It sucks everything down and gives me like 60% more room. This is the extra travel pack. Maybe the most underrated travel brand. Word on my path. Never enough. We're off. Just hours and hours of standing up in the blazing sun. Scanning the horizon for signs of life with your bare eyes. There's no binoculars. There's definitely no radio between boats. There's no fish finders or sonar, or radar, anything like that. The different boats spread out far enough that sometimes they can still see each other, but other times, not at all. As it stands, we're just kind of motoring along. We are constantly bailing, because let me tell you, this thing leaks like a sieve. And then we've got 1, 2 spotters just standing up, constantly looking around as we just sort of cruise around this bay. The other boats seem to be roughly the same. We've got 2 to 3 spotters standing up. It's not like we have a tower or anything. I think that'd help. A pair of binoculars, be handy. None of that. It's just done the complete old school way. Eyesight. And it's just endless scanning of the horizon. Okay, here's the deal. These 2 blokes back to back, scanning. Everyone else just kind of chilling. There's 3 or 4 boats in the distance. We're still not that far. Like these little engines, you just cannot go too far out. But I don't know. I guess it's just a waiting game. It's only 8 a.m. We're going to be out here till 2 p.m. minimum. So, yeah, crazy. Just wheeling out in the middle of the ocean. Chill. Constantly sucking down an endless supply of homegrown cigarettes. Guys, check out these cigarettes these guys have. I've never seen anything quite like it. It's basically a lontar leaf. It's basically a type of palm here that they use the fruit for alcohol, and the leaves get used for cigarette wraps, and then inside is, you know, just straight up tobacco, no filter. Obviously, my favorite bit is they rip this strip off the lontar, and this becomes a slider that they rock up and down to keep the thing together, because you can lick this stuff, it ain't going to stick that well. So you've got to keep the slider just in front of the bit that you're actually out on fire. How badass are these homemade cigarettes? Here you go, cameraman. Enjoy. Alright guys, you might think that whaling would be incredibly exciting. I mean, maybe exciting is the wrong word, but you know what I mean, like adrenaline inducing. At least getting close to big ass animals. The reality of it is a lot of waiting. Just a lot of cruising around, really slow boats, just waiting. Mostly, this is what the hunt looks like. Just driving around in slow circles, standing up and scanning the horizon for hours. Just looking. Guys, what that Lamapa and his assistant are doing is just wild. Like, it is pretty choppy now. We are bouncing all around. And to just stand there, no hands on anything, on these 2 bamboo rods, it's crazy they're not falling over. The boredom is punctuated by intense moments of action. Just instant panic and frantic pointing and yelling. The water here is absolutely alive. It is teeming with krill, pushed in from the deep ocean, and krill bring everything else. Dolphins, pilot whales, the sperm whales. Once we hit the hunting grounds, it seems like there's pods of huntable creatures everywhere.
Dude, they're all over the place, crazy.
Giant pods of pilot whales,
Wow.
dolphins.
Because these whales are big, basically like sea cow size. 2,000-3,000 kilos each. There's dolphins over here. No one's interested in the dolphins right now. I think they're just too fast.
Everything's just popping off all around us, and we're chasing it all with the intent to kill, constantly watching the Lamarfa prepare his harpoon.
Oh, wow, yeah. Right here. Oh, shit.
But almost always, they come to an end with nothing.
Tidak tembus.
Tumus.
Tidak tembus.
Miss.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we just got a miss. Near miss. They seem pretty pissed. I don't know what the politics are. I don't have to talk right now. I don't want to rub it in. Damn, close one. Usually to no avail.
Man, it's almost like he can get pointed with you. It's like right there, just out of reach of the spear. That was so close. Just wild.
Most of what's out here just slips right under the hull and vanishes. And then it goes quiet again. And the waiting starts over. But one thing stands out above all the rest. The sheer number of the single largest animal that has ever lived. The biggest creature in the history of the planet is right beside our boat.
It's cool as hell seeing these blue whales just pop off in the middle of the ocean like this, right around us. There seems to be quite a number of them, which is also cool.
And not one of these men lived a spear. There are blue whales here everywhere, popping up left and right, an easy spear throw off the bow. But the blue whale here is sacred.
How does not we're after? These guys seem almost disappointed. To me, that was freaking awesome. Like just rocking right past the front of the boat like that. These guys will harpoon absolutely everything with the exception of one creature, blue whale. Spiritual belief.
Not because of the priests or the government, it's something far older than that. To these people, the blue whale is the origin of their existence. 500 years ago, the Portuguese brought Catholicism to this rock, and the village took to it completely. But the new faith never completely replaced the old ones. It kind of fused with it.
They have this shrine with this small prayer center in the middle there, cross, Jesus, Mary, right in the middle. Because the Portuguese were the ones that settled this island way back when. Like everybody has these Portuguese sounding names. So do the boats, at least to me.
Beneath all the crosses runs something far older. The worship of their ancestors and the spirits they believe move through the sea and the animals in it. To them, they were not always here. Long ago, further back than anyone can really count, their homes were on another island entirely, out way beyond the edges of Lambada. And one day, the sea just took it. A giant wave swallowed it whole. And the people who survived were left adrift on the open water, with nowhere left to go. And in the telling, it was the whale that saved them. A blue whale, the biggest animal alive. And it carried their ancestors across the sea and delivered them to the black sand beaches of La Morella. To them, the blue whale is not an animal, it's their mother, the great ancestor that gave them their home. And they made a promise. It saved us. We will never hurt it. And they never have. In fact, to them, they aren't even hunting at all. Every animal they take here is considered a gift, handed down from their ancestors. That's the actual word they use, a gift. The pilot whales, the orca, or on the rare year that one comes, the greatest gift of all, Kote Klema, the cattle sent by Mother Earth, the sperm whale. It comes only a handful of times a year, and if they're really lucky, they might be able to land one or two. But when they do, the entire village eats.
Right here. Oh, wow. So we're definitely in the action again. There are a ton of boats just circling around, and these pilot whales seem to pop up from time to time. I think they're supposedly the guiding or following the blue whales. That's how they get their name. So once you see the blue whales, you know these guys are here. There are massive odds of them just popping up. Thousands and thousands of them. There's another bunch over there. And these guys are just kind of circling around, waiting for them to pop up. These engines are nowhere near fast enough to catch them.
And in the middle of one of these moments, it happens for real. The same screaming, the same shouting, the boat wheeling around, and the Lamafa is up on the stern, ready.
It's moving in front of the boat right now.
And the Lamafa squatting the way he has always. But this time, he jumps. He dives his whole body and the spear down into the water. And then, it's chaos.
Alright guys, line is down. I think it's a hit.
Line starts just screaming off the deck. More harpoons are ready.
Trying to get another harpoon ready.
More lines go out. And whatever it is strong enough to keep a whole boat full of men at bay. Eventually, it's clearly not getting away, and the men start singing. This is a prayer.
That is a monster man. I mean, the wings are slapping into the side of the boat. They're trying to put it out of its misery now. I mean, also just trying to basically quieten it down a little bit. It's just too hard to really control, even with all the harpoons in it. Wow. That is a monster creature. Wow, we're just getting this thing entirely in the boat without piloting it this time. That's not what I was expecting. They've relegated me to the back of the boat. I'm just going to get in the way. Man, that's wild.
And then it comes up. 3 meters across. It's a giant manta.
Man, we got some happy faces around, and I've got to admit, man, I can't help but be happy for these guys. This is like a brutal thing to see, but just seeing the love on their faces is wild. It's just, there's so much food for them. There's such a big windfall for their family. And I think we're done for the day. There's no way they can drive around until 100 with this thing hanging off the side of it.
Every evening the boats come back in, and when they do, most of the village is already down on the black sand, because this is the moment that decides who eats. We came home with a manta, but other crews had a big day, because while we were chasing the rays, they've landed giant pilot whales.
All right, guys, this is crazy. I mean, we have this huge pilot whale here. I mean, I've heard people call these things glorified dolphins, but let me tell you, that thing is massive. It's as big as any cow I've seen, just giant. We're trying not to get in the way right here. Whew. Stepping over fins. That's a 2-3 ton animal, I'd say. There's a lot of work, a lot of guys trying to haul out up the beach. And it's kind of jarring.
This is a staple food here, and the crews here tell the same thing. Every year, there's more and more pilot whales showing up. The boat that catches it takes charge of carving it up. And nothing about this is random. It's a hierarchy 600 years old.
Just like everything here, everything is divided between the crew, but it's not exactly perfectly evenly split. You know, the harpooner, the lamata, as they say, gets the largest share, then the captain, and then it kind of rolls on down until you have the deck boy. That's how it goes. It's like old school rules. It's like the assortment of parts from inside the central body, and I mean, it's all going to get divided up so everyone gets an equal share, even the tail. Every part of the animal is used. And I mean everything. Nothing is wasted. Guys, look at the size of the squid that these things are eating. I mean, it must have been almost eaten whole. This kid has just the most giant squid tube.
It's even split between family members who never went to sea.
The women are like bathing the young kids in the corner of this cove. The men and the young boys are just butchering these whales all along the beachside. And the sort of grandmas and the really old blokes are back there chilling and watching, and you just get the vibe that this is the way of life here, man. This is a chill, successful evening hunt.
And when boats come in heavy like this, the whole place lifts. It's pretty good spirits, laughing, sucking down cigarettes, and consuming copious amounts of liquor.
No. All right, guys, I don't drink anymore. This stuff's like covered in whale blood, sand. It smells sweet as hell.
Good.
Good's one way to put it. Oh, that's my first shot in a long time. But that, no thank you, no thank you. That's got some punch, whatever it is, and mixed with all the like sand, whale bladder and oil. It's kind of like stuck to it as it's been passed around. It's got a real funky flavor, let me tell you. I think it's kind of like a corn rice wine, as they call it here, but basically like moonshine.
And you can't drink like this on an empty stomach. Luckily, dinner is already on the fire, and it's the reason I came here in the first place, to eat whale the traditional Indonesian way.
Okay, so you'll see the pilot whale, the dolphin, the whale shark, manta, big time, just everything is just drying out all around this village, always. Just every open space you've got, there's just meat drying out, and that's because there's just no real refrigeration here. So the traditional way to eat most of this stuff, it starts out dry, and if you give it a squeeze, it is slightly soft still. It's crazy.
It's about as old school as you can get.
The meat just goes straight on that fire. It's just charred to a crisp, it looks like. Just cooking on raw coals like that. It is blackened beyond belief.
The charred meat is then heavily tenderized with a rock.
I guess maybe there's just not that much moisture in it. It's really just cooked out, drying out there, or maybe these pilot whales just have really tough flesh. But we've gone to a fair bit of effort here to just like pulverize this big time. Alright guys, we're just gonna grab some food inside. Oh wow! Alright guys, this is my first pilot whale. It's my first, well actually it's a lie, it's not my first whale at all. We've got two sides of things. We've got some chunked up pilot whale. We've got some shredded stuff that almost looks like jerky. This stuff was cooked for seconds over open coals. It looks deep and black and almost like just charred. I mean, it looks basically charcoal colored. Okay. Pilot whale, chunk, and a bit of rice. Wow. It's crazy how fishy that is. It's like the first thing that hits you. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's gained that kind of fishiness, that gaminess from just hanging out in the sun. The flavor is super rich. Crazy overpowering. That is really strong. Really chewy. The chunk stuff that I just had. I mean, you can kind of see maybe why they're pulverizing it. Like that is just so intensely.
Yo, this bitch.
You got a crank on that. And that is crazy. Maybe you can see, I mean, that's like basically like chewing leather. Maybe you can kind of see there, guys, the difference. On the outside of this dried meat, it's kind of formed like this thick, crusty skin, and then it's slightly red on the inside. And it's given it this basically like jerky-like consistency.
Bacon.
It's almost like beef jerky that's fish flavored.
And that's
Bro, I don't even know.
That's the most
Bro, I don't know what to tell you.
on the planet. Hunted and eaten for survival.
Genuinely.
I think this is a borderline, pristine, untouched culture. And one worth saving. A whole belief system centered on one of the most ancient hunter-gatherer ways of life that we have left. They hunt whales. Yeah, I get it. It's uncomfortable. But they don't use cannons or modern high-tech boats. There's no sonar or radar. Hell, these guys don't even use binoculars. And they hurl their own bodies at an animal 100 times their size. From small wooden boats. Their take from the ocean in general is tiny. No one's rounding up whole pods of anything around here. They're lucky to land a single sperm whale in a year. From boats that can't go more than 15 kilometers from home. And it's a brutally hard, grueling existence. Most days you come home with nothing.
Is it every year that you will catch a sperm whale?
Hey, if she's real, bro.
Almost 2 years, nothing.
But if you're still not convinced,
Like,
if this still makes you
motherfucker is dedicated
honestly,
to the bit.
I don't think you have to worry. Because the truth is, this is probably going away anyway.
This is the most traditional way to get protein for this village. In fact, they've been doing it for up to 500 years. And once it's gone from here, it's going to be gone forever. I don't think that you need to do anything. This is one of the hardest ways I've ever seen. And these guys are all still sending their kids off to school and university in Jakarta. Just how hard this is to scrounge food for your family.
I do kind of want to for the plug, but I'm not.
Trust me.
It's the problem is that it's on that, you know what I mean? If it was your personal, fuck yeah, but it's that, you know what I mean?
And when it's gone, it'll be a real
Yeah.
loss.
It's kind of a problem. Like I know, trust me, this is a tempting situation, but like, fuck. Actually, I don't want to watch this one. Watch something cool. Not worth. That's what I'm saying. Like. Yeah, this guy has good videos, but I want to watch something like cool. Surviving on rats? Okay, now you got me interested.
This entire Mekong village runs on rats. They process hundreds of thousands of them every single day for meat.
I'm interested in eating rats.
What if I told you that it's far from a desperation food? That these villagers are making bank? That rat meat in these villages is now so highly sought after that they're literally importing these things from Cambodia just to meet the demand.
There's a good 100, 200 families here that make a living purely off rat meat.
You see, there's something special, something unique about rats in this area, and the processing that goes down in this village that supposedly has them tasting amazing.
How often are you going to eat a rat in your life?
But how can a creature renowned for spreading disease and parasites even be safe to eat, let alone have a reputation like this?
But what the hell? Why are rats from this area so special, in such high demand, that they literally both import them and export them? Let's find out.
Every one of these rats is trapped in the wild, along rice field banks. It's something I've experienced firsthand hunting with my mentor, An Huang. The process is pretty simple, but it is effective. Hunters like An Huang create a huge amount of bamboo spring-loaded rat snares. These are then placed throughout the seemingly endless rice fields over any and all of the nest entrances.
So we are sort of working against the clock here, people. Light is fading and also rain is coming in. The general idea is this: we have a bamboo snare with a piece of rubber at the top. There's a fair bit of tension. You sort of really load these up. Jeez. Sort of really load these up. Oh my God. I have no idea how this works. Oh, here we go. I'm getting professional help. So the big one's on the bottom and then this goes underneath. Got it. Up and through the bottom of the loop. And it's a goner. Hopefully we catch a bunch. We have loaded up this riverbank with maybe 20, 25 snares right now. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. I've got to admit, this snare thing, it's a lot harder than it looks. I tried to load one up myself several times, and let's just say it ended in embarrassment. Not as easy of a task as it looks.
Many of these areas are remote. It can take hours to trek to the inner fields that have no roads connecting to them, and it is hugely labor intensive. But this method is effective, and it provides food for the villagers, prevents crops from damage, and it is more humane and environmentally conscious than the alternative, which is poisoning.
Honestly, we've been trekking through just sort of swampy land for a good 30, 40 minutes now just to get to these guys. I think An Huang really wanted to get a mouse for us, a rat for us today, and just went balls to the wall. This has definitely settled it for me. That thing is no mouse. These things are freaking huge. These are definitely rice field rats.
So lucky can hydrate your ass. Pause. Whoa, let's not. I'm gonna look at my wife. Hold on. I'm looking at my wife. She's so pretty.
Okay guys, watching this, come on. You cannot tell me that that does not look pretty good. Don't get me wrong, there's still that mental hurdle there. How often are you going to eat a rat in your life?
But there are far more rats than the farmers could ever eat. You see, the Mekong Delta is in many regards Vietnam's breadbasket. This one area produces more than half of Vietnam's rice. And Vietnam is the third largest rice exporter in the entire world.
This is some good content.
There's a lot of rice here.
Hello, xin chào.
My fault.
And among all that rice is a lot of rats.
My fault, guys, my fault.
And that's where the
I got
village
excited.
of Phu Yat comes in. This tiny village, tucked away on one of the smaller tributaries of the Mekong, is all about rats.
We have just arrived at the rat village and there seems to be rats everywhere. Every kind of rat. Stop them. I would call a mouse. Here in Vietnamese, everything is just chook. It's pretty hard to distinguish between a rat and a mouse. There is just one word. Well, I don't know. There's some mice, there's some rats, there's some big ones, there's some small ones. This place is kind of wild.
Every family here has a relationship with trappers. They catch the rats from the vast expanses of rice fields in Vietnam's Mekong Delta and even those stretching into Cambodia. Each day, the trappers bring in the fresh catch by truck or by motorcycle.
Entire truck coming here, delivering tray after tray after tray of rats. Pretty crazy sight.
They bring them in large stacked steel cages loaded to the brim with rats. They've even been roughly sorted by size and color and potentially even species, although I'm really not sure about that. If there are any rat experts, please let me know in the comments.
They sort of scrape along the top of the cages to make the rats move around a little bit. They pick out the largest ones, and the largest rats that are available are all being transported into one container for eating. So we're just walking around. It's not like the giantest village, you know what I mean? Rats can only sustain an economy of so large, but there's a good 100, 200 families here that make a living purely off
fucking
rats.
god. I'm actually gonna
when the deliveries
bust.
arrive, each family quickly springs into action. Everyone from young and old has a role to play here, and there are many, many stations.
And I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of a gory sight at this point. This video
Oh my
almost
god,
stands
I'm
no
gonna
chance of not
bust.
getting demonetized, I think. We'll have to see.
First, the rats are quickly dispatched with a rock. The tail and feet are then removed, and the rat is skinned.
Oh my god, I'm gonna bust. I'm gonna come,
Next, the
I'm
ears
gonna
are removed
come,
and kept
I'm
separate.
gonna
These
come.
are sold as fish food.
Why would you pick up sea monkeys when you could feed your fish rat ears? Perfectly logical, really.
From here, the animals are then gutted. Notably though, if it is a male, the penis is removed.
They sell 1 kilo of rat penises for $50,000. It's like $2.50 for a whole kilo of rat penis. If that's not a deal, I don't know what is.
Finally, it is washed and carefully packaged on ice for shipment to customers all over southern Vietnam.
And so that's it. That's this giant conveyor belt of rat processing that we have here. There must be 200 kilos worth of rats.
Fuck you,
And this
Mike.
entire
Whoa.
family is just gathered around into this
Whoa.
giant factory-like
What's so
process,
hostile?
this conveyor belt processing of rats. What a wild village, man. Incredible stuff.
And as night draws on, families throughout the village keep processing. Despite their speed, it's going to take hours and hours to get through today's shipment. And while it may look shocking, these guys are proud of their work and of the final product. I think it's why rat from this village is so sought after. The labor here is done with a level of care and professionalism that ensures a genuinely high quality of meat. It's 100% organic, wild-caught, grain-fed rat that's
I mean, I know
from the endless
that.
supply of rice.
You know, a shrimp
I know
salesman once told me that you could charge more for processed
I know
Vietnamese shrimp because of the level of detail that Vietnamese factory workers had, that they were good with their fingers and that they were able to keep meticulous condition of the shrimp. And you can see it here. This entire family is so quick and so swift, and every cut is so precise.
Here, it's looked on much the same way as other small game, such as rabbit or squirrel. And so, I couldn't leave here without seeing what all the fuss is about. Is rat from this village actually that good?
Okay, so we just saw this lovely lady dispatching what may have been one of the largest rats in this village. She's even agreed to cook it up for me. How kind is that? Let's see how this is. I'm trying to cross this road without dying right now. I don't want to die in the Mekong.
That's it.
At this point, it's probably been sizzling away for a good 10, 15 minutes. I mean, seems like they cook these things pretty heavily, pretty well through. Just that's how I like my rat, actually. Well done.
Holy shit, what a banger, dude.
Okay, guys, so moment of truth. This is the part where we find out why the rat from this village is in such heavy demand. Why is it that this is getting shipped all around Saigon, Why is it that literally truckloads of these things are being processed in this village? Now, I've eaten rat before, so one I really want to see here is this significantly different from the rat that I've had before? By the Chu in Ninghuan province, because this looks really different. This, when it's sort of been fried like this in oil, has a real
I don't want my dick no more.
chicken. It looks pretty good.
Kick me dick like I'm bro.
Pretty good, and doesn't look like a rat at all anymore.
My dick don't want to be friends. My dick gave me dick because he was mad.
Let's check it
My
out.
dick is my dick and my dick.
Oh, whoa. Oh my God. That is so fatty. That is crazy. Man. Dude, that is absolutely wild. I've got to admit, really effing good. But this has a real clean flavor. It sort of tastes like a really fatty chicken. If chicken had a ton of fat, it would be just like this. I've got to admit, that's just plain good. No bullshit. If something is bad, I will say it on camera. I'm kind of lost for words. That is a really fatty chicken leg or turkey. Huh. I think maybe the trick when you're eating rat is to just eat something that is literally that big. You really want something that's giant. And I've heard that squirrel is quite good as well. And maybe it's something similar to this, but it has a really clean flavor. It's nothing like what I've eaten before, actually. It's not actually even that hard to eat because it doesn't have that sort of rat-like appearance. I've even eaten rat head before. And compared to that, this is a breeze. If someone served this to you and you had no idea what it was, you'd be begging for more. I promise you guys. I think they even had the organs attached, but I can't see it. I'm going to dip a little bit in this chili sauce, and then that's a little bit it. Just see what that tastes like. Oh my God, wow. Dude, that's great. I know everything is supposed to taste like chicken, but this is like a mix between chicken and pork, super fatty chicken mixed with pork belly. There is so much fat on this creature, I cannot believe it. From a sort of rice field rat, a wild rat, you'd think it'd be scrawny,
Sharmuta rat.
like the kind of big city rats you see, but this thing, man, exceptional. I don't know what exactly happens in this area, but it kind of makes sense to me. I now see why the rat meat from this area is in such high demand, why everybody wants it, why not only are they exporting it to Saigon, they're importing more
You're a naughty boy, man.
villages just so they
You're
can
a
process it.
naughty boy.
This was
Naughty
pretty
boy.
sensational. That is it for this video, guys. If you have somehow made it this far, I would like to thank you for watching the entire video. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving me a like and a subscribe, and let me know what you think about those rats in the comments. Would you give it a try? Is it similar to squirrel? Are they all the same species? Surely there is some rat expert out there who can give me a true understanding of those species of rats. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
I gave it to the wrong character. I meant to give it to them. Low-key, given this. Oh! Naughty boy. Naughty, naughty boy. You're a naughty boy. You're a naughty boy. Fuck it, you get it. Alright, let's... No, let's keep it that way. Then... Well, what are you... Okay. Then... We take... I'll think about it. Put it into the booth. I put what? My dick flops? Your dick flops. We have a dick and we have flops. Dick, flops, dick, flops. Fuck. I hate video games.
Believe it or not, this is venomous. I can feel it stinging my fingers. But this stuff here is worth a tremendous amount of money here in Vietnam. In fact, people here in this town are jellyfish millionaires based on these venomous creatures. And I can feel it stinging me right now. I'm gonna put it down.
Just where the fuck are you holding it?
Some jellyfish will sting you. Some will send you to hospital. And some will straight up kill you.
79 people have been killed.
But here in Vietnam, there's this crazy de-venomizing process that makes these things into a prized delicacy. The season is just 2 short months, and it is still sold illegally, bootlegged on the streets of Vietnam.
We're gonna back it up.
So in this episode, we're going through the insane year-long process of de-venomizing these things and showing how some villagers are making millions from one of the world's most dangerous creatures. Let's go. Nam Dinh, North Vietnam.
Alright guys, welcome to Vietnam's premier jellyfishery, and it is in fact the big thing. This entire town runs on jellyfish. It is early morning here in Nam Dinh, and the boats have started to roll in. They're behind me, and I've heard that today there's a ton of jellyfish, because this is jellyfishing season.
Before most people ever wake up, boats are already coming in, and they are absolutely loaded. They don't look like much. They're basically these big-ass bamboo rafts with giant motors bolted on the back. But they go way out, 20 kilometers offshore, flying Vietnamese flags all over the place. And they come back just jam-packed with giant jellyfish. The second they hit the dock, everybody moves fast because jellyfish break down the moment they're out of the water, and we got to get these things on salt.
All right, guys, these guys behind me are unloading some absolutely monster jellyfish. It is crazy. They've been out there all night. It is peak jellyfish season here in Nam Dinh, and right now it is a race against time. The moment those things get out of the water,
fucking magical love.
So that they do not go down.
While a group of men unload and pack into this crazy mining cart thing, women are already busy processing these on the concrete floor. They're gloved up, long rubber sleeves, face masks, full protection. Because even though
say on fucking God you did.
Jellyfish that they're catching today is not deadly straight up.
Say wallahi, boy. Say wallahi. Say wallahi, boy.
Straight up your arm.
Alright, that's one reaction.
Trust me, I got one trying to get this thumbs
You
up.
fucking dickhead.
Oh my God.
I made you say wallahi too, and you still did it.
Giant arm sleeves.
What the fuck, dude?
Kind of sting like hell. My arms are super itchy right now, but that's not going to stop us right now.
I ain't even
The
open.
second the mining cart hits the top of the dock, a latch is released, and the jellyfish come tumbling across this giant slippery work surface.
This giant mining cart is filled with
jellyfish.
Like
Check out
your,
hundreds of them stuffed
face.
right here on shore. A huge fleet of giant
what
fishing
the
boats
fuck?
right out
What am I
there.
gonna do with
Teams of
that?
These women now racing as fast as they can against the clock to
Bruh.
process these things, de-venomize them so that they are actually edible. We are clearing space for all these extra jellyfish that are just coming up to the dock right now. Sort of
don't even know.
pole to just
That's
clear
why
the
I would
giant
say,
space on what
fuck
now
that
is
bitch.
one of the slipperiest surfaces
Fuck that
you've
bitch.
ever come
Fuck
across.
that bitch. Fuck
Slipperiest
that bitch.
and
Fuck that
rash
bitch.
inducing,
Fuck
I would
that
say.
bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck
Guys,
that
on these
bitch.
trips,
Fuck that
you end up
bitch.
walking
Fuck
through
that bitch.
beaches,
Fuck that bitch.
mountains,
Fuck that
temples,
bitch.
jungles, you name
Yo,
it. And there's
fuck
one
that
thing that
bitch.
I've learned is that shoes
Fuck that
can
bitch.
make or break your
Fuck that
trip.
bitch. Fuck that
These
bitch.
things are fit
Yo,
built way
fuck
down the
that
ocean.
bitch.
The first thing you
Fuck that
notice is this
bitch. Fuck
really
that bitch.
wide
Yo.
toe box. It means that your feet can just spread out and move naturally. They're not all crammed in there.
I don't
And that
give
alone
a
is this
fuck.
massive game changer when you're on your feet.
Because there is one out.
Okay, Europe, you name it, check them out.
And the
Is
knives
it
come out
better I
immediately,
talk shit about the
because there is one
sponsors in the
animal, but
videos that
three
I
products at
watch?
3 distinct price points.
The first step is to quickly behead these things. We've got to separate the hood, the outer bit, whatever it is, from the tentacles below. We do not
'Cause I'm
have
still
long. It
editing
takes this team of
content and
ladies
just,
hours
like-
to furiously process these things as fast as possible, because within a day these would not be edible at all.
The middle section, kind of like between the bell and the tentacles, separated. That's the least valuable.
So right now the hoods have already been separated, and essentially what they're doing is kind of separating out this kind of like, I don't know what you call it, like the inner brainy bit of the jellyfish from the legs. The legs are by far the most interesting bit to eat.
And then there's the tentacles. The stingers, the most venomous part of the whole animal. And believe it or not, that
Yo,
is
fuck
gold.
that
That
bitch.
stuff is
Fuck
the
that
most
bitch.
valuable.
Fuck that
Because
bitch.
right now,
Yo,
it's
fuck
jellyfish
that bitch.
season,
Fuck
and these
that
stingers
bitch.
are just
Fuck that
loaded with eggs.
So you have this kind of like the tentacles at the bottom here, and at the very end you can see these brown bits. That is in fact the jellyfish eggs. This, what I'm calling the brain, I have no idea what it is, to be honest. In reality, that just large clear chunk, that's going to be cut away and separated, and then each of these singular stingers, these arms, that's going to be cut off, and those are sold as individual edible parts. I mean, it's all edible.
I'm kinda
but
dumb for
this is the
picking
most
this one.
desirable bit, especially if it's like this
But
one
you know.
and it has eggs. These brown bits, these are jellyfish eggs.
And that's the premium product. That's where the real money is. It gets processed as fast as possible.
So each of these baskets has one of two products. This one, for example, is filled with arms that this lady's slicing away, and then these are kind of, again, what I'm calling the brain, sort of large, clear, chunky bits. That stuff's almost worthless. Where the money is at is in the shredded cape or the stingers.
Once everything's cut up and ready, it is straight to these de-venomizing centrifuges.
It is this wild rush to get them into these kind of crazy centrifuges, which are going to get rid of a lot of like the gunk in them as well as any of the venom. Even though these aren't the kind of jellyfish that are going to kill you on touch, it ain't great to be ingesting them straight out of the ocean. Guys, here I was thinking that this thing was just some kind of, I don't know, loading machine, but no, it is in fact the jellyfish hood shredder. That kind of like head, that hood of the jellyfish is quickly shredded into long, thin strips so that it can be more easily cured. Have you ever seen a jellyfish shredder before? I bet not, because that was the first time I saw it. You know what's funny, guys? I have eaten jellyfish once or twice before. We used to go to this yum cha restaurant in 8 Mile Plains, or Browns Plains, Brisbane, Queensland, way back when, and they served jellyfish what I thought were tentacles because they were long and wiggly and, you know, kind of jellyfish tentacle looking. But that is, in fact, the shredded capes. I now realize I'm seeing the process here. You see the one sort of large bell end of the jellyfish just gets shredded into long strips. That is, in fact, the low quality product. I was getting ripped off.
These things spin from anywhere from 6 to 20 hours. They pull out everything, water, gunk, and importantly, all that venom.
You come to the dock sites here and they're just filled with these jellyfishing centrifuges. It's the first step in the kind of curing and de-venomizing techniques used to eat these edible jellyfish. Just this humming and then just spinning jellyfish parts. Kind of weird. At this point, the water's like almost murky. And by the end, it's nothing left. It's just super clear.
Look, here's the thing about jellyfish.
Tỉnh Thừa Thiên Huế vừa cấp cứu thành công một ca ngộ độc thực phẩm nặng do ăn phải sữa độc.
Not all of them will kill you, but some will. Vietnam's got plenty of those. They've got box jellyfish, one of the most venomous animals on Earth.
Chironex fleckeri, the box jellyfish, is a horrifically dangerous species.
79 people have been killed, but experts suspect more might have gone unreported.
These are the marks the box jellyfish left on Rachel Shardlow's leg.
A jellyfish that brought a painful end to
injuries on her arms and leg.
The ones we're dealing with here today are way different, at least on a size spectrum. They are much, much larger. In fact, this thing can grow to almost 2 meters across, found all across the South China Sea. Still venomous, still capable of sending you straight to hospital, just not deadly. Well, not unless you're crazy enough to eat one of these things raw, like the Vietnamese. The venom lives in these tiny cells in the tentacles called nematocysts, microscopic harpoons that fire on contact. Eat one of these things raw, which is basically what we're planning to do, and they'll fire straight into your mouth and throat. And there are documented cases from eating this exact jellyfish unprocessed. At a minimum, burning, swelling, and, well, not exactly a fun time. The answer is salt. Some of this jellyfish never leaves the dock. It cures right here in giant concrete containers on the waterfront. Guys, look at this. You just have roomfuls of jellyfish tentacles just curing away in salt. This is going to be eaten a year from now. This is salt, just loaded with salt. Locals can come and buy it straight from the source. Simple. But there's a serious problem. Jellyfish are available for only 2 months a year, and they're still basically all water at this point. So how do you make serious money from jellyfish? I went to meet Mr. Hugh, a bona fide jellyfish millionaire, to find out. He runs everything out of a simple warehouse with swimming pools. Here's how it works.
All right, guys, we're here with Hugh at his giant-ass jellyfish factory, because somehow you have to take those crazy, gooey, venomous creatures from the ocean and turn them into something that is edible and desirable. So we're here at Sir Ang Lin Hanlom, this giant factory. We're going to see exactly how you make this basically free ocean creature into something you can make big time money from. Let's go. How long have you been processing jellyfish for?
Mình làm sứa là được năm nay năm thứ 11 rồi.
11 years. Wow. So, oh my God. All right. Guys, you can see in here just like this giant ass room just filled with thousands of kilos of jellyfish floating away in these giant tubs. How big are each of those jellyfish pools that you have out there?
Mỗi một bể ngâm sứa của mình nó tầm độ 7 tấn sứa.
Well, 7 to 8 tons each. Wow.
Đây là những bể khi đến vụ mùa mình sẽ thu mua từ các xưởng chế biến thô ở ngoài bến, và sau đó mình sẽ về đây tẩm ướp muối để lưu trữ để bán quanh năm.
7 tons of jellyfish soaking away right now. Some of these ponds are 6 months old. Some of them are close to a year.
Guys, that's crazy. This stuff soaks here for an entire year. 1 năm.
1 năm.
Wow. All right, so you can see it, guys. This is like the new stuff, really clear. And you can see just how sort of like almost cloudy it gets, and that's desirable. What?
2 tháng cho đến 15 tháng.
From 12 to 15 months. Why does it take so long?
Bởi vì chu kỳ nó từ tháng 2 âm lịch cho đến tháng 4 âm lịch. Mình thu mua về, lưu trữ và chế biến thành phẩm.
So they have like a relatively short jellyfish season, guys. So they're sort of like buying as many jellyfish as they can in this 2 months-ish window, and then they're going to be preserving it this entire year, just soaking away. So basically soaking this stuff in salt water, but the jellyfish, instead of breaking down like the nukmam, like the fish sauce, instead it seems to go harder and harder and harder. How much jellyfish do you buy in just this one period of the year?
Một năm của mình tầm mua từ 150 cho đến 180 tấn.
Oh, wow. All right, so these giant vats are filled with jellyfish. This is the current one being processed. And then over this side of the factory, you just have swimming pool after swimming pool loaded with these jellyfish parts in various stages of processing. All right, guys, that lady back there right now is buying up a bunch of jellyfish straight up from this factory, the fresh stuff, so that she can kind of process it herself. She's after the raw stuff, the straight up jellyfish. These lot here have been processing for far less than 3 months. They're pretty fresh from the ocean. Yeah, she has a pretty big truck here. She says she doesn't have a restaurant, just a huge jellyfish man. Oh, wow. Hello, xin chào.
Đây xuất bán sứa tươi luôn trên xe.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they're just loading up a bunch of fresh jellyfish right now. Again, so essentially some of this isn't packaged. It's just bought fresh, sold directly to these wholesalers, because this stuff is eaten all over Vietnam. This is like the jellyfish has sort of been sitting there for around about a year already, and now it's ready to ship off to a restaurant. So they just sell it like this, kind of packaged up in these boxes. How much are they buying?
Đang bán là tầm 70.000 một cân.
70.000 một cân. So 70,000 a kilo at this point. So that's maybe like $3.50. I'll have to check that later. It'll be on screen. How much does the head sell for? The like cut up head?
Cái dù thì hàng gọi là giá trị phổ thông thì mình đang bán là ở mức là 60.000 một cân thành phẩm.
Oh, so it's like not that much cheaper. 60 versus 70, right? It's like a similar kind of price. Even though this is better tasting, guys, don't skimp out. You're saving like 30 cents. Just buy the good stuff, buy the legs. All right, guys, these ladies right now are emptying out one of these giant ass swimming pools bit by bit. And as you can see, it's just basket after basket of these sliced up jellyfish heads. Right now, they're about to get packaged and shipped all the way down to Saigon. Oh, here she goes. That's a big ass trolley. All right, guys, come on through. I love Vietnamese factories. From the pools, it goes into this big spinner, another centrifuge, this time loaded with soft water, and it extracts the brine. All right, guys, the monsters come to life. This huge ass jellyfish blender. We were sort of loading these buckets of jellyfish head, slice up head, bit by bit. Now we have just this huge whirlpool stirring it away. Then it's packaged into vinegar and water. Heat sealed, and there's 3 sales channels. Fresh for processing, bulk for the restaurants, and packaged for everyone else. A simple operation, but serious money. Okay, and what do you think about the future? What is the future of the jellyfish business? Are things going well, and where do you think it goes?
Thực tế là mình cũng rất mong muốn hy vọng qua những cái chương trình như thế này mình quảng bá sản phẩm mình tốt hơn, là hướng tới là xuất khẩu ra nước ngoài.
He wants to sell overseas. Guys, if you're a jellyfish buyer overseas, hook him up. Check it out in the description. Vietnam's finest jellyfish. All right, so basically once everything's weighed, vinegared, sealed up, it heads right into here to the cold room. So I imagine most of this stuff is sold frozen. Whoa, this is crazy. I love cold rooms. Oh my God, wow. All right, guys, it's just a fridge. It's not actually frozen, but this is just like a giant cold room filled with everything you can imagine. Jellyfish heads, jellyfish legs, everything vinegared up, different sizes. You've got boxes, bags, giant tubs. This is a lot of jellyfish. How much jellyfish do you think you have in here? How many kilos total, do you know?
No way! He's right! 3 tấn chứa thành phẩm trong này.
Wow, 3 tons?
Đây bao bì đã gồm có hoàn thiện và chưa hoàn thiện cho khách hàng.
How much jellyfish can you process in one day?
Một ngày trung bình nếu mà sản xuất được 1 tấn chứa.
So you can do 1 ton every single day. And is this jellyfish, is this the same price as when you sell it fresh? Do you also sell this for like 50 to 60,000 per kilo?
Sau khi chế biến và hao sản phẩm đi thì thường là bán gấp đôi so với giá nguyên liệu.
Double the price. Wow, guys, so isn't that crazy? Just by the time you've added a little bit of vinegar, some packaging, this is already twice the price, like 120,000 per kilo for this box of jellyfish packaged up all the way from Vietnam, the highest quality jellyfish on earth, according to me. That's what I'm saying.
Do the math. A kilo of Vietnamese premium jellyfish sold for nearly 120,000 VND packed. And these guys are cranking out over a ton a day. That's 1,000 kilos, nearly $5,000 a day, or upwards of $1.7 million a year in jellyfish.
But the money's only possible because of what the salt water does. Jellyfish, you see, are 95% water. The cure is drawing that out. And what you're left with after a year is a fraction of what went in. But it's firm, it's stable, and most importantly, it's not venomous. The nematocysts have all been neutralized. You can eat this stuff straight up. Hanoi, the old quarter, one of the most visited neighborhoods in Southeast Asia. Tourists are just everywhere. Colonial buildings, coffee shops, Instagram spots. And down dark alleyways behind all of this, jellyfish.
All right, guys, so check this. This is like the open street, and then you go down this little dark alleyway, and this is where they're preparing the jellyfish. Look at these cables. It's like some dark grotto, but it's a secret, illegal jellyfish restaurant, server, assembly station.
Here's the issue. It's illegal. It's bootleg jellyfish sold right in the middle of downtown Hanoi. There's no permits, no shops, so you can find this stuff sold, but you never know when the police are going to come and bust your ass.
There's like this little tiny alleyway. No one could possibly walk down here. Every now and then they clean up around the old town here. Police roll through, just get everyone out of the way. But right now, we're going to try to smash one of these meals. Just right in front of me is the giant platter of jellyfish with mam tom, which is the super smelly, intense stuff. Here it is.
When you order, they go scurrying down the alleyway to start assembling your blood-red jellyfish to eat. Some sliced jellyfish, a bunch of herbs, and giant spoonfuls of the most intense, smelly, fermented shrimp paste, mam tom. Some sliced coconut, chili, lime, and tofu.
And so I don't really know how to eat it. Hang this out, okay. Chili. Không ăn ớt.
Không ăn ớt à?
Không.
Đây.
Không ăn cay được.
Cái này này hay.
Okay, alright, super spicy. Truth be told, I do usually like some spicy food, but I have massive stomach problems at the moment. Turns out there are some downsides to eating some of the craziest foods in the world. Then we have, what is this? Canali. Dưa. This is coconut. And then this con tàu hũ. Okay, and it's coconut. Tàu hũ nướng. Okay, so it's like grilled coconut, and we eat it together. Anh chum đúng không? Okay. Oh, anh lá. Ah, here rồi. Okay, so I think we kind of like put it all together, like a piece. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do the stack. First up, we've got a bit of this grilled coconut, yellow tofu. We're gonna stack a giant arm right on top of it.
Yo, piss. That shit's great. Yes, I do piss.
Go over a big tip.
I do.
And this man Tom, that's gonna add some funk.
I do, in fact, do the pissing.
Come on. This lady is saving my ass. She's right. That is pretty on. I've got to admit, it is really hard to get a jellyfish flavor. I have to admit, with that like crunchy coconut, the kind of firm but a little bit chewy tofu, and then the jellyfish which you just glide through. I couldn't get that flavor at all. Overall, the profile is pretty damn good. It tastes almost like refreshing salad-like, but we're gonna have to grab a bite just straight up because, again, it's just tough to see what we're dealing with. As a concoction, solid. Now for the solo bite. So we've got one of these jellyfish arms, the tentacles, the stingers that has been devenomized. We're gonna go straight up, egg attached. Oh my God. That is so crunchy. That taste, that is so crunchy and firm. That was like a raw carrot.
I'm headed back to the shop. Hell yeah.
No saltiness at all, which is crazy considering this stuff cured in salt for a year. That is wild. The crunch to that is just mind-blowing, how firm that was. Cheaper middle head sections.
Fuck.
There, actually, you have a bit more flavor. Hi, guys. Thanks for coming. Back it up. I'm having in the middle. We're gonna back it up. Quick pack up. Nothing was going on here. We were not eating any illegal jellyfish, I promise. Don't worry. Oh, here he comes. I mean, they stole her sign. Wasn't very nice. You have to pick up a new jellyfish sign. Man, I mean, look, they have like a whole Nook Mia thing in the back of their cart. So whoever's selling that sugarcane juice, they got really smashed.
All of these suck. Like high key. It's fine, I'll win next one. The last one you sent was funny. And that Mike guy, he's a funny guy. Perfect. The guy, he's the guy. The funny guy. Wait, what else do you have to watch, my friend? Talk to me. Fuck it.
It's a ritual where people break limbs, they lose eyes, and they frequently even die.
Not like bring to home and then die in home. No.
Died on the field.
On the field.
Ah, this is a pasola. It's a ritualized horseback warfare on the remote tribal island of Sumba in Indonesia.
I see some police around just in case anything spills out into like a real battle.
The whole idea is that blood has to hit the field here so that it's not spilled outside of these events.
Is the pasola dangerous to participate in?
He says it's dangerous, but I'm not scared because I believe in it.
But that belief system is being replaced. And the new gods, they don't come with the same kind of rules.
It's too violent now.
Too violent, yeah. That's what they're scared.
And what happens when the ritual stops being sacred? Well, by the end of this video, you'll see what happens when things start to get completely out of control. And we get stuck in the middle of some pretty dicey situations.
I know I did that. That was an accident. You know what? In life, you learn and you live. Amen.
The signal for these battles all over West Sumba are worms, sea worms. They spawn all along the coastline in their billions.
We are just off the front of the beach of Cap Coroso. Here on Sumba, this is sold at every market. It's a traditional protein source just for the food value of it.
Brightly coloured, kind of gooey looking. But for the people of Sumba, it means one thing: go time.
And there are thousands of people in these beautiful lagoons collecting them.
Each pasola has its own kind of twist, but the nyale is part of the ritual for most of them. So those who are not out all night participating in the tribal fight clubs, they swarm the beaches by the thousands at night. Headlamps, nets, families, kids, collecting this rare delicacy.
Okay. It's lucky I'm tall, dude. There you go, you got a rock. There's one here. Ooh.
Alright. Oh, I'm out of here, right?
Yes, I'm killing it.
Oh, wow.
That is sea worms.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah. That's really good.
Yeah, you can. It's good, bro.
It's like, oh, salty. Kind of explodes, creamy.
Salty, right?
Yeah, man. That's wild.
In the morning, once the worms finally disappear, the Ratu chieftains chant their final prayers and the pasola battles officially begin.
There's people coming in from all over Sumba. There's trucks coming in. We saw horses rolling in last night, like having to travel halfway across the island just to get here on time.
Teams from competing regions. And they descend from those huge thatched umas, the traditional houses that tower over just about everything here. And they form these massive circles on the flat, open ground that's being used for pasola for centuries. It is a gorgeous village right on the ocean here, still really traditional, filled with these traditional graves, some of them holding the bodies of men that have died in the exact same battles that everybody is about to watch.
They bury outside the village.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
Because they don't want like the bad luck to come into the village.
Yeah, yeah.
So they must do it outside.
Yeah.
Now, they're grandstands. People sit on them, kids climb on them, and nobody thinks twice.
Guys, there are some ridiculous young kids out here today in this pasola. Like, it is crazy. This kid in front of me, he looks maybe 10, 12.
Normally, the Ratu will go with the horse, get into the center of the arena and do some ritual praying. And then they were like circling him with the horse, and maybe 3 times. And then after that, the pasola can start.
Alright guys, we just kicked off. These guys didn't hold waste time. Spears are flying already. rowing event.
Wait, now I
It's
gotta
like the
piss
closest
off to
thing
reading
to a
chat.
ritualistic event like it's sort of supposed to be to keep the thief on the field.
Why did you
Really
make
get a
him
chance to
piss,
good
yo?
score
That's so
someone to hit
fucked up,
them.
Mike.
You've got to get pretty damn close with your horse. But obviously, the
So
closer you
rude,
get, the
dude.
closer you are to their team, and you're going to get hit by someone else. Riders circling in and out, giving a horse the break every now and then. They chew through as much betel nut as they can get their hands on, and they're smoking endless cigarettes, Indonesian style. Guys, those guys are eating some kind of like hardened tobacco or betel nut. I've never seen anything like it. It's sort of like rolled up in this rope and compressed, whatever it is, and they just chew on it. Pretty impressive. These are the kind of like SWAT vehicles you'll see at all these events here. I mean, if you think a bunch of guys rocking around with machetes, throwing spears at each other, doesn't occasionally boil over into some pretty wild tribal violence, well, you don't know Indonesia. And so, you know, you gotta be prepared. You can feel how dangerous it is. Just about everyone who participates in these events knows somebody who has died. People have lost eyes, they've broken limbs, and there's just no way you can make an event like this truly safe. Have you ever been injured in the Basola?
Terluka.
Karena luka di mana, Bang?
Di sini.
Yeah.
Ini pas di sini darah keluar darah.
A string in here, stick, and then his blood. This is the
Oh,
blood.
how long did it take to recover?
1 minggu.
1 week.
I understand he used to compete in Basolas. Which one?
Di Pasola Lamboya di Hobakala. In Lamboya Pasola di Hobakala.
Is that what happened to his eye?
Ya bisa.
Can he tell me what happened?
Terjadinya begitu, dia lempar kayu. They throw a spear, so he just like, you know, just moving there.
Yeah.
And then the spear not hit man, hit him, like 3 times. And then there are 4 times when he's like tried to move that, but it's already dead.
Came right into his eye.
Salah sejak dari kuda. Yeah, he fell from the horse's neck. Pada saat itu saya jatuh. So he tried to take out the spears, but it's quite hard. One of the participant also, you know, just step on his head and then took out the spears from his eyes. So the spears just like stick in his eyes.
So they had to put it was so deep that they needed to put their foot on his face and pull it out. He could have died. Does he feel lucky that he didn't die?
Itu belum ajalnya. Yeah, like he's lucky that.
Very lucky. Wow. This circle is now getting smaller and smaller. The fence has been completely defeated. I mean, it was just a couple of pieces of string. I think it was inevitable. We're slowly pushing them into this kind of like circle of death, the 2 teams closer together. More and more action, harder and harder to avoid these spears. And what starts out tame builds. Kids are getting hit. Tensions are rising. Anyone who's getting hit wants their own back. You see quickly how it works. He got nailed, but he straps his head up and he goes back right in front of the other team and sort of taunts them back, like, try it again. You want to get hit, you cannot show weakness, you can't show you've been beaten. In fact, you want to get that guy back. And that's when you start to feel the genuine competition, the grudge matches. Scores a hit, the whole side of the field that scores the hit, they're going to go ballistic, and more ballistic depending upon how successful that hit was.
Damn it. You woke up. Support this time with Santa goes off for a dog. Stop gaslighting me.
I see like people celebrate.
Karena bagaimana perasaannya Bapak?
You fucking dickhead.
It feels like really proud.
Really proud.
Yeah. You see guys come off at speed. Spears hitting at awkward angles. The horses must also die in the Basola, right? They must break legs and stuff, because I see them like fall over.
Saya belum masuk Pasola, ada yang baku tabrak kuda mati.
Yeah, the sub horse also die on the Basola.
They run into each other. Oh, that's crazy, huh?
Horses sliding, slipping, breaking their legs and getting carted off the field. Don't worry, all that meat's getting used tonight.
Are there particular riders that have beef against each other that are like looking for the Pasola
Like the
to vent
plot
that anger?
scenery, right?
Ada yang balas dendam
I'm down.
Yeah, it's for revenge, but it's not the point.
That's not the purpose of the Pasola. Was he ever able to hit the guy who did it back or not yet?
Yeah, that's why he told it. Yeah.
Still, he's trying.
Still it.
Saya menyesali itu tidak ada kuda.
If you really like, if they have no horses, he's like,
He's bummed out. He's disappointed.
He's bummed out.
I swear, guys, sometimes two people seem to hit each other.
Yeah, my boy Nerd love that nerd shit.
Shout the loudest, cheers the loudest. It's sort of like takes the win, if you get what I mean. Oh, they're rolling.
Tempers will flare, even at the more tame events, the villages that don't have massive disputes going on outside of the field.
Do they worry that it's like breaking down too much?
Yeah, they worry about like people not gonna come to Pasola because they're scared.
It's too violent now.
Yeah,
Miss her.
That's what they're scared.
I miss Bear too.
Frequent separations between crowd members
I love
and
Bear.
participants alike. People stepping in, cutting
Bear.
off riders who are furious
Yo, you know
about
what's
one
funny?
thing or another.
I opened
Get a
this
little bit heated. The Ratu from the other village sort of headed over
and
here.
I didn't drink it.
Make peace a little bit.
I don't want to drink it. I don't want to drink it.
I think it's sorting
Maybe I'm alcohol immune now. Maybe I don't want alcohol anymore. So slam it. I'm not drinking it. Chug, chug, chug. It's alcohol. It's alcohol. It's chud. So slam it. No.
And when you understand the
I thought it didn't taste like alcohol, but it tastes like alcohol.
1 million
I don't want to
people,
drink
but it has
it.
almost a dozen languages. Are they similar languages, or are they like if you hear one of them, can you kind of understand or not really?
Not really, but maybe one or two words kind of similar.
So with the older generation, they just kind of speak the
No
local
more alcohol for you,
Yeah.
bud.
and then but the younger ones can speak.
Yeah, they speak
Nah.
because they go to school. There's another person from outside, so yeah.
Think about that. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens because these communities have been isolated from each other, warring with each other for centuries. And somehow, Solar stopped it from falling apart. No one really knows when it started. But the story they tell is this. A woman named Rambu Kamba
Do I stick with the backwards
He
or
went out
I
to sea,
got...
and he never came back. She thought he was dead.
Oh,
because he
look
married
for the
another guy from a
chocolate
rival tribe.
ones.
And I think you see where this is going already. When Umbadula returned, his wife was gone. So he's pissed and war breaks out.
What the
And
fuck is
Rambu
the
Kamba,
difference?
She's caught in between the two tribes. She's grief-stricken from all the death, and she throws herself off the cliffs into the ocean. Instead of dying, though, she becomes Nyale, these sea worms. And because she was gone, the tribes stopped warring. Instead, it became symbolic, this ritualistic war, this one battle every year when the Nyale come. When she comes back, they hold one Pasola, they settle everything on the field, and the rest of the year
Chocolate
is
flavor
off the
or
table.
White Russian?
And as kitschy as that story sounds, centuries kind of seems like it worked. One day
It's
of
a
war,
hard decision.
so there wouldn't be war for the rest of the year. But
Hard
that's
decision.
starting to change.
No Black Russian. See, that's what I would go for. Black Russian.
Alcohol's the problem.
It's like a mix of the two.
Problem is the wars. They can make
Like
the
you can't go with chocolate flavor or White Russian. I need something
They're like
between.
looking for the fight. They're like football hooligans.
You would.
You see, things are starting to change here. Alcohol is becoming a massive problem.
So there's some problems with like alcohol and drugs coming into it.
I think alcohol is mostly alcohol.
So there's some alcohol
And
problems.
also the problems they have like the personal problems, outside of the puzzle.
So people are bringing their beef from outside of Pasola into Pasola.
But usually, the Marapu
Brownie.
is upheld.
Whoa.
Usually, the Ratu are taken
Whoa.
seriously and people listen. And usually,
Whoa.
it gets contained on the field.
Hey, guess what?
Usually.
No. No.
Now, they don't believe Ratu at all. So even Ratu say, please don't make a crowd and throwing rope. They're not gonna believe that. Even sometimes they're throwing rocks to Ratu.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. And this is where the Ratu just aren't enough anymore. Police have to physically move in. But what happens when a sacred war stops becoming sacred?
It's like a fake war. You can pretty easily see how it starts to turn into like a real war. If you've ever done any sparring, Muay Thai, boxing, whatever, you know how it can get a little bit out of hand real quick when you're throwing spears at each other.
Snorkel with you.
And there's a whole village involved. And there's bad blood. It goes a bit crazy.
The youth out here are beginning to be way more into motorbike culture than horse culture.
The horse culture is fading away in favour of these motorbike kids. These hotheads driving around, like to drink, go to these events, throw stones. Today's event went smoothly, but apparently it doesn't always go that way. We're about to head.
He didn't say Jamaican. Oh, me bombo clad, me water, bruv. Oi, blood, man. Oi, fuck, man. Don't fucking me water, man. Oh, bug, man.
It's kind of faded.
So actually, they're kind
I
of
don't know how
worried
to be
that
Jamaican.
the fight culture will stop people coming.
Yeah, that's what they worry. And that's they ruin the traditional and then stop people coming, because if people stop coming, then what the meaning of this?
Who said to all those ex? I don't know. I thought about it.
And nowadays, far too often, tempers spill over and it turns into an alcohol-fueled,
I thought
full-blown
about it.
tribal war with the army involved. The crowd reacts, and all of a sudden, it's a hail of stones.
Alright guys, rocks are flying, chaos kicked off. It seems like the war is here. There's spears flying now as well. It seems like kind of tension has built up between the two sides. Maybe someone wasn't happy with the way something went down. I saw the police dragging one guy away. We're sort of pushing this way. Woo, shit.
There was one little chat. No. No.
The kids now stash rocks in the hingi, the traditional wraps they carry the parang or machete in their waist with. And they come ready for the violence to spill out of the field where it's supposed to stay. First, it's microphones and maybe a flashbang or two. Then it's the tear gas. And then it's the water cannons.
Police fire goes off pretty quick. Oh, fucking hell.
I need her to take my B again. Emily? I don't know where Emily is. I do know, but I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
On the island, barely 30 or 45
I don't know
minutes
anything.
before it was over.
I'm actually blind in my left ear
In that area, and, the
and
tension
deaf in my
between the
right
tribes
ear.
is sky high. How has the Basola changed since they
Yeah,
were
I mean-
young compared to now? What is the difference?
Summoner again.
Dulu aman. Before, there's no like alcohol. There's no alcohol.
Yeah, when he was younger. Was it also like that?
Itu tidak sering, not often.
Dari hatinya mereka, dorang bawa di budaya.
Blind in your left ear? Yes.
And then when Pasol happen, they see the enemies or they doesn't like someone, and they just,
For this next generation, these
That's a
youth, for many of them at
tradition,
least,
yeah.
these battles on the field
It's-
aren't about the tradition. They're
You
about
wouldn't
the rock
understand.
fight. You come for the
You
fight,
just wouldn't
not what
understand.
happens on the field.
You wouldn't. You just wouldn't.
Thousands of years, and the number of times it's most
You just
turn into full-blown.
you don't have
bloodshed.
the
You can't be small.
Itu bisa hilang.
the mental capacities to understand such a thing. Like, do I message her back? Don't listen to Puma.
Yeah.
So what do they hope for the future?
We hope we can come back from many years ago. That Pasola is safe. Yeah, we hope.
I wanna see some ass.
Alcohol from this younger.
I wanna see some ass. Baby, you do it like that. From the front to the back.
Sumba
might be one of the most magical places I have ever visited. And I travel the world for a living at this point. But the island sits in this just incredible sweet spot. On the one hand, it feels just completely unadulterated. The culture is raw, untouched, authentic in ways that can feel impossible to experience in the modern world. And yet, counterintuitively,
you didn't say no.
From Bali.
Link is a man of not many worlds.
The platforms with which you can experience it are just world-class.
Link is a man.
You have properties like the Sanabari, who pretty much made this episode possible. Just this masterclass in design and detail and comfort and an incredibly unique experience. Properties like Cap Coroso are just architectural brilliance. Perched on the cliffs, food options that will melt your brain. And that's the magic of Sumba right now. Somehow, it's threading this just impossible needle. It feels ancient, tribal, wild, all the things that I look for in adventure. But the lens through which you can experience it, mosquito-free, decent Wi-Fi, comfort that is just out of this world. Please let it be this. If you're coming to Indonesia...
No, thank you. I'm gonna eat your... Oh, I was running some manga I took out from the logo. That's due in 2 days. Perchance. Oh no. This guy. Yo, let him read his manga, yo. That's a yes. Fuck. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Fuck. Shit. Human hair trade? Excuse me? Guys, you wanna watch some human hair? It's the 8-ball. I don't have one, so.
Alright, thank you. Guys, believe it or not, this is the starting point of one of the strangest luxury products on earth. Eventually, this is going to turn into a multi-$1,000 wig. Crazy. And it starts out here in the countryside of Bangladesh. It goes a little something like this.
I'm gonna buy one for stream.
Would you spend a decade of your life untangling hair for just $1,500?
Okay, I don't want to watch this kind of weird. I'm gonna watch it's kind of weird. Oh wait, yeah, I guess this is the video I should have watched before the other one. Wait, that's a good redeem. I'm gonna write that down. A real volume redeem one question. I'm stealing that idea. Hey Google. I'm just kidding. It's gonna be like, order me a motherfucker. You know my charity is motherfucker gonna just get from getting it says yes. Hey Mike, are you gay? Yes. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I'm gonna eat your ass. Okay.
This is a Pajura, a ritual night of tribal violence where thousands of men settle ancient grudges in a bare-knuckle fistfight. At least, that's the idea.
Watch.
Real wild event, let me tell you. You've got to be careful.
On what?
Because this is Sumba, a warrior island like no other. Isolated, tribal, the only place I've ever even seen where just about everyone is carrying a sword all of the time. And at the end of this video, you're going to see what happens when a Pajura kicks off. And what happens when there's grudges you're trying to settle, and fists, well, they don't really seem like they're quite enough. Trust me, there's a reason that these remote Indonesian islands are just packed with riot police. Welcome to Sumba, Indonesia, an island just 1 hour from Bali, but a place that feels 1,000 years apart. This place is stunning, but this might be the last place on Earth where warrior culture isn't ancient history, it is everyday life. Here on Sumba, they have some of the most ancient societies that you can still visit. These villages are still megalithic in the way they function. They are animists. This is a deeply tribalistic island. There's one island, but there's almost a dozen languages, different cultures. So what language will you speak?
We speak Lamboyan language.
Lamboyan. And they can't speak Bahasa?
Just a little bit in Bahasa.
How many languages are there in Sumba?
In West Sumba, we have 3, 4, 5, like 6 languages.
Six languages? Just in the West?
Just in the West.
East Sumba, maybe more
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
a different language also.
Wow, different cultures and villages that are very much divided.
Even today, these villages settle disputes by trying to burn each other's ancient homes to the ground.
A devastating fire swept through Kampul, Waruwada, West Sumba, Indonesia, destroying 28 traditional houses and leaving over 150 people homeless.
Ancient spirits shape the daily life here, marapu or animism. And the rules don't just come from the state, they come from the ratu or elders. But village burning and mob rule don't exactly fit with modern day Indonesia. So those rules and those codes are slowly being replaced by state law with mixed results. The tension here shows and often violence ignites.
Alright guys, the rocks are flying, chaos kicks off. Seems like the war is here. Alright, so we're just going to walk into this market here. Something I've noticed filming here in Indonesia and all around Asia is that as soon as you say a few words in the local language, something shifts. Everyone opens up. I've been using Babbel to prepare for trips, and it's the reason that I can actually do that. Sampai jumpa. Oh, killed it. They're also the sponsor of this week's episode, so shout out to them. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. I'm not trying to become fluent or anything like that, just enough to actually connect. Like being able to say, saya mau coba ini, or I want to try this, or berapa, how much? It sounds small, but it genuinely isn't. Lessons are made by 350 real language teachers, so you're learning stuff that you would actually say. And researchers at Yale found that you can start having real conversations in just 3 weeks, and that tracks with my experience. There's also a 14-day money-back guarantee. They've got up to 55% off right now. Link is in the description. What language would you guys choose to learn? Let me know below. Long before the first tourists reached these shores, this was an island of warring clans, headhunters. In those days, blades weren't just tools for farming. These were weapons of war designed for speed and for lethal precision in close-quarter jungle combat. Today, it's almost part of the outfit. That's how baked into the culture it is. It's this spiritual anchor, a physical connection to the marapu and the ancestors. And because of the frequent tension that exists between these villages, everyone is carrying for a reason. Unfortunately, these kabelas are still far too frequently used as weapons between warring tribes. There's still frequent disputes within villages like this that have been built up over centuries. They're typically over boundaries or debt or marriages that have gone wrong. And when things spill over, the machetes come out and the villages, they start to burn. It's still something that happens to this day. And I think you can really get an understanding for why just one island has 9 different languages. Things here have been kept separate, tribally walled off by those beefs that have withstood the test of time. If there's an ancient way, an ancient tradition that is used to try and stop those beefs from spilling into bloodshed, to stop those machetes from being drawn. That is the Pajora, the ritualistic bare knuckle fight club, and the Pasola, which is a tribal war on horseback with speed.
Why machete? You don't want to see me gay or fuck we know between because you can't put the I'm running. I don't know. I wouldn't want to bend me over. Let's put my. He's the kid. No.
It is on.
No.
Hey guys, here's the deal. We're sort of driving through Sumba Island now, heading towards this Pajora, this under the cover of night traditional ritualistic street fight, basically. And as you can see, all the villages, they're on their way. It's like way bigger of a deal than I imagined. You've got these guys with hotted up bikes, you've got troughs full of families headed down there. Everyone's apparently sometimes this also ends in serious violence, but let's hope it doesn't boil over. Let's roll. It goes down in the dead of night.
Mike, I finished the whole 1.5, and that's very bad considering I finished it in 8 hours. Not good.
Cliffs on all sides.
It should have
Everybody
lasted
funneled
like
into this
a little
one
bit more.
spot of beach with the full moon and the high tide. Everyone's pressed into a pretty tight gap. And then they start coming. Hundreds, maybe thousands of people just pouring out of the jungle. Men, women, all of it. And before long, the place is just packed.
Guys, the craziest thing about this right now, it's like we're in this tiny little grotto. I wish I could get you guys drone shots. Not going to happen at night. But it's like with the high tide that's pushing us in, this beach went from empty to absolutely jam-packed. There ain't going to be that much room, and there's thousands of people down here at this point. It's kind of wild. So we saw sort of like one group of guys rolling down the hill singing. There's another group on the beach.
It's like they prepare themselves that before the Pajura happen to make them more braving, you know.
It's like two teams.
Two teams, different. Actually, they're coming from many different villages. But now it's only two groups different.
Different villages.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like, it's like a team song, a battle cry or something. Yeah, you get hyped up.
At first, it feels almost light, almost like a sport. Tribes facing off, singing war cries to each other. And you can feel the tradition behind it, the ritual.
Alright guys, we now got a ton of different villages down here. This is way more of a packed event than I thought. This Fly Club thing is kind of out of control. Got a bunch of different villages out, they're all singing to each other. The splash pads rocking around. If I know anything about young guys and boxing, something tells me this is going to get pretty heated.
These rituals exist for a reason. The idea is simple. You find someone that you've got beef with and you settle it here. Somehow keep it contained. You vent your anger at these events and you throw down. Maybe at the end you hug it out. I don't know. But the idea is that you keep the Kabbalah sheathed and you stop the villagers from burning. But as we wait, the mood quickly shifts from singing to pretty high tension.
Alright guys, we've got one sort of like fight pit forming right in front of us here. There's another one behind me. Just these like little beachside pits. Front side is crouching down. We've got one leader trying to organize things. I think it's about to go off. Moon is not quite over this little headland, but I think it's about to go down. Oh yeah.
They grab the ylang-ylang grass to wrap their hands. Not for protection, but quite the opposite.
Can I see? Hold it.
Hold it.
Wrap. Okay.
They twist it tight, harden it, tying the ends into these spikes and then wedge it between their fingers. It's like some kind of jungle knuckle duster. The other stays bare.
Man, it's kind of crazy how many fight circles you can get going in one beach at one time. And there really does seem to be some hot spots. So, I mean, one of these places is really kicking off into basically just straight up chaos. This one over here seems maybe a bit more respectful, about to fire up. But yeah, it's sort of a real wild event, let me tell you. You've got to be careful. And yeah, much bigger than I thought.
Then they throw down.
Guys, that did not take long to descend into a complete chaos. One ring broke into two. I mean, when you've got like 8 or 9 guys fighting at once, it just goes down. I mean, I thought this was going to be semi-organized. It is not. This is a straight up street brawl on the beach. One guy went down. Guys are kicking him when he's down. People are jumping in. It's kind of chaos trying to keep the cameras just going. We've got to get back in there. Let's see, they don't seem to be stopping. It's firing back up again.
These aren't one-on-one fights either. It's groups, waves of people clashing into each other. One giant jungle fight club. And they happen all over the island. And part of it is about the blood. Under the moon for the harvest and for the ancestors. That's the marahu kicking in. The belief is that the blood that hits the ground is going to help with a great harvest that year. And so obviously this is a pretty fine line to tread. Yes, it's a release, it's ritual, it's belief, and for a second it almost kind of makes sense. But there's a problem. This does not stay controlled, and nowadays we have something else added to the mix, and that's the heavy influence of alcohol. And things inevitably spill over. Before long, nobody cares, and the rocks start to fly.
The issue here seems to be the rocks. Like as soon as things kick off, quickly rocks start flying. That's twice. I mean, the second time, to be honest, they weren't even really fighting. We were just sort of watching a bit of a melee warm up, and then a giant rock flew out on this mountain. A bunch of guys chased in there trying to hunt down whoever did it, but man, it's kind of like killing it for everyone, you know? You can't even have a good old-fashioned street fight anymore.
Many of the teenagers at these events now kind of come for the mob brawl, not the event itself. They stash rocks in the traditional wraps used to hold the machetes. And this ritual quickly starts to slip into something that is way more dangerous. The sacred tradition of a fair-ish fight begins to be hijacked by these agitators. Rocks fly from the darkness and the surrounding hills, and it just turns this place into a full-scale beachside brawl with rocks flying everywhere. In the middle of the night, you cannot see a thing. Quickly, it descends into a full-blown war zone. We have to kill the cameras.
Oh, down is the way.
Hello, mister.
We're like the only ones leaving.
We clear on out of there, and it turns out this Pajora was still warming up, because we're told the next day that by the end of the night, more than 30 people were headed to hospital. The idea behind all of this, these events that are meant to keep the peace, these rituals, the Pajora and the Pasola, they're supposed to contain the violence, to give people a place to settle their scores so that it doesn't spill into full-blown tribal war outside of the event. And for periods of time, it's worked. It must have worked because it survived for centuries between warring tribes. But now, it feels like it's at a breaking point. Among the young guys especially, something has changed. They've started to rock up drunk, looking for that smoke in the big rock brawls that emerge, and relatively controlled bare-knuckle fights that the Pajora was originally about. There's no respect for what this used to be. It's no longer about squashing your beef, it's about making a new one. The Pajora no longer seems to calm things down, it's winding people up. It's turning it into this deadly warm-up. Because tomorrow is where things get real. The Pasola. A Pasola makes this look like nothing. Hundreds of men on horseback throwing spears at each other. The idea is quite similar to the Pajora, but the results can be far more serious. Limbs break, eyes get poked out, people and horses go down and die.
Yeah. We heard you. People die. People cry. People shit. God bless you, Grace. Killed me. The hell, Gray.
Every time you buy coconut milk, you might be buying slavery.
Costco was found selling one brand of coconut milk from a Thailand-based producer.
That's what the headlines say, at least. The world is angry. But is this really abuse, or is this some ancient tradition that the West just doesn't understand? To find out, in this episode, we're traveling across Southeast Asia, from the chaotic monkey markets of Jakarta to the ancient coconut jungles of southern Thailand. And we'll see how they're sold, trained in monkey schools, and put to work in towering trees. You're going to want to stick around for it. Let's go. We're starting in Indonesia's Jatinegara pet market. It's basically this zoo where you can buy anything roadside.
I think my goal today is to see how many different species we can possibly see in one day at just this one market.
Exotic geckos next to someone's random house cat, all crammed together. There's sugar gliders everywhere. Different varieties of squirrels too, just a ridiculous amount of squirrels, including some kind of ground squirrel that apparently stinks.
It's a squirrel that have a bad smell. We call it bajing.
Bajing?
Yeah, bajing.
A bajing. It's a squirrel with a bad smell.
Yeah.
Come on. Alright guys, this is one of those bad smelling squirrels. Apparently, he looks cute as hell. I feel really bad for this little guy. I don't think he's gonna last that long if I'm honest. He's just kind of hanging out there, rather wet. How much is this?
150.
150.
You come into stuff that's not even from Indonesia. Albino hedgehogs, Brazilian turtles.
Brazil?
Oh my god. Imported weirdness just everywhere. The whole thing is kind of fascinating, and it doesn't take long before we find our first monkey.
You have one monkey?
Monkey, you want that monkey?
How much?
1 million.
1 million for one monkey.
Okay.
And it is pretty heartbreaking right away. These guys are tiny, not even a year old. There's 2 of them, and they're just huddled together in the rain while Jakarta's traffic screams past like it's nothing.
What do people buy them for? They buy for a pet or what?
For attraction.
For what?
For attraction or for pet. Bring it to go around the city and
really?
People giving you little money. It cannot grow up big, just this.
Really?
Yeah.
This kind of monkey won't get big?
Yeah.
Really?
They're macaques. I believe all of them are macaques, just a few different varieties of them. Mainly pigtail macaques and longtail macaques.
Dari mana, Pak?
Sulawesi.
And it turns out they've been shipped from Sulawesi. And in some ways, it hits even harder. I've just returned from Sulawesi, and it is one of the most beautiful paradises I've ever seen. And somehow it's worse once it's confirmed. These aren't captive bred. They've been pulled straight out of paradise, just to rot roadside in cages. More macaques, this time in camo uniforms, turned into props from someone's idea of adorable. And they're also not albino at all. Their coats have been dyed, this kind of cheap trick to heighten the novelty and make an easier sale. And before long, we find the epicenter of the market, the monkey section. No longer the occasional cage tucked among birds and reptiles and hedgehogs, but a dedicated corner of commerce. Cage after cage of macaques in different shapes and sizes, lined up like products. They're from Sulawesi and Sumatra primarily, and then from here they'll be shipped all over Indonesia.
50 monkeys. Maybe less.
Around about 50.
Yeah.
And in just one stall here, they have more than 50 monkeys, cage after cage lined up. And then you see the ones that are already breaking. Some are clearly getting just wired up from being trapped in these cages for too long. Some of them are too small, they're too stressed. And once they get bigger, you can tell they're nowhere near as easy to sell anymore. Meanwhile, there are more cages with tiny babies. Some of these things are insanely young. Again, looking like they're barely a month old, clinging to each other like that's the only comfort they've got.
Oh, you just want more?
1 month old.
Yeah.
They've got these big cartoon eyes, these oversized heads, little hands gripping onto the cage bars. It's almost too cute, which is the problem. And you can tell exactly why. They've been taken away when they are at peak cuteness, peak sellable. The first stop is these markets, and then they get sold off as pets all across the country. The monkey trade at Jatinegara sits in this kind of strange grey zone. The sourcing is brutal. Babies here are taken by either killing the mother and or breaking up and scaring away the troop. But it's messy because long-tailed macaques aren't just pet market animals. Globally, they're actually a major biomedical commodity. Between 2008 and 2019, an estimated 450,000 were traded internationally, mostly exported out of Southeast Asia to labs in the US, Europe, and China. I think it's kind of a justifiable evil. But it means that there is a legitimate market for it. Jatinegara, though, is mainly domestic pet trade. And it keeps going through this legal omission. Indonesia protects species listed under its 2018 regulation. And that regulation does not include long-tailed macaques. They're not considered protected and an endangered species. The IUCN, though, did move them to endangered in 2022. But the IUCN is not law here. It's kind of like a warning light. And the regulation just has not been updated yet. So shutting down these markets is hard, unless authorities can prove specific permits or quota violations, or obvious cruelty just exists. And I find this a little bit strange, because a little bit further north in the south of Thailand, there is a monkey trade that's getting a ton of international pressure.
The brand Shako is accused of using monkey labor to pick the coconuts.
And that is getting cracked down on hard. And after checking it out, I find it a little bit more justifiable. These monkey schools in southern Thailand, Surat Thani, run on a straight-up curriculum. 5 classes, 10 days each. That apparently...
I forgot to use my thingy.
Oh, hello, Swadikap.
At least in the school. From there, they go into this kind of like apprenticeship program of training on actual coconut groves.
We have a good 30, 40 monkeys behind us at this Thai monkey training school. That's where a lot of these kind of like monkeys end up. They're actual working creatures. And here in Thailand, they still have, as you can see, ridiculously tall coconut plantations. They haven't all been swapped out for the sort of dwarf coconut trees you see elsewhere. So monkeys like this, they're an essential tool in the south of Thailand or in Surat Thani. We're going to see exactly how they're trained up and how they turn into coconut harvesting machines.
He has been doing this since he was 15 years old.
Wow, that's crazy, huh?
He's 57 now. Can you
57?
tell? He looks so young.
How many monkeys do you think you've trained?
He thinks about 1,000 of monkeys.
1,000 monkeys?
Yeah, about 1,000
Wow,
monkeys
that's crazy.
already.
Okay, so the monkey school setup is kind of, I mean,
don't know what you'd imagine, because you don't know what a monkey school looks like, right? But essentially, a bunch of coconut trees, makes sense. These tires are attached to the bottom of them. Each monkey gets one tire, one coconut tree. That's their hangout, their base. And they're periodically brought into the sort of the class section, the curriculum section of the school. And I've got to admit, that's kind of crazy to me that you can train a monkey in 50 days to do this so flawlessly. And trust me, these things will blow your mind. The level of mastery, the smarts of these monkeys are fascinating. Here it goes.
So the first step is to learn spinning the coconut. Spin. They will do this for 10 days. Another interesting thing is like they cannot focus for a long period of time, right? So he said like only 2 to 5 minutes or less than that. That's all.
So it's like these short periods of training.
Because they cannot focus, they don't want to be trained that long. Yeah, they will behave after training. He will sell like 15,000 baht.
15,000 baht for one monkey.
Baht for one monkey.
All right, guys, second step is now learning to hang on the tree.
The monkeys learn to use 3 limbs to twist while anchoring with the 4. Then it's just a matter of elevation. Day by day, the coconuts get higher and higher.
That was super quick and super impressive. He jumped right up there, nailed the 2 down. Boom. Let's move on to class number 3.
Selection. The monkeys learn to select just the coconuts that contain water, typically by their color.
He's like ready to roll this one.
Business time.
Oh my God, guys, this guy is like clipping along. That's 2 coconuts down, 3 coconuts down. He is absolutely crushing this. 4 coconuts. 5. Last one.
Class 4 is safety. These monkeys actually learn to untie knots and tangles because at 50 feet up, no human can climb up to save them.
Whoa. That is crazy. I've never been so impressed. That was absolutely crazy. 3 different types of tangle that are common, 3 different types of knot. Essentially just, standard, it's looped through itself. He's going to loosen it up with his teeth and then climb right through. One that's just doubled over, he just undoes the entire thing with his hands. Whew. Wow. Alright, this guy's not a fan of me, but I am a fan of him. That was insanely impressive. Alright guys, we're loading up these monkeys. Very much vehicle trained. You see them hanging onto the side of all kinds of crazy contraptions driving around these areas. So, it's time to go harvest some real coconuts.
Class 5, time to get real. Let's move from the classroom to the coconut grove.
Alright guys, we're on our way to the monkey farm. It's kind of crazy. Dogs coming along. 3 monkeys. They look pretty old, pretty well trained. These are obviously some veterans in the coconut trade. And yeah, I know, just kind of wild, just watching them hold on. I guess it makes sense. But let's see how it goes down. Dog seems amped up as well.
They're taken out to actual coconut fields and they're worked in a 3-monkey rotation. They're not ready yet for the full-blown day's work of a working monkey, but they're getting real experience in an actual field.
All right, guys, enough of the school, enough of the practice. Bowie, it is time for some actual harvesting.
The 3 apprentices perform surprisingly well. They need constant coaxing and their attention holds for just 1 or 2 trees before it drifts and they just can't be trained anymore. So that's why they're worked in rotation.
Oh my God, there's a huge tree.
At times though, they're even working in parallel. Just 2 monkeys up there in the trees, 1 working each tree, harvesting together.
Hey guys, it's crazy how tall this tree is. Like there's no way you'd be climbing up there. I mean, maybe you could if you had a death wish. But this monkey is making kind of short work of it. We are kind of having to call to him every now and then. It is crazy how high these things are. But he's on his like maybe 4th or 5th coconut right now. And yeah. Oh, here it goes.
Welcome back, and I'm team on the screen.
I gotta admit, you gotta keep an eye on it. It's a little
I
bit
almost
dangerous.
left the woods. I didn't see that. My fault. I was too locked in.
They come down in short
My
order.
fault. Hi.
They fly
Yes.
everywhere. You've got to keep an eye on it. Just
I don't know why.
How high this tree is, and I've got to admit how effective this has been so far.
It's a very good question.
6 or 7 coconuts.
It's still on screen. Yep.
Yeah. Maybe I should keep an eye on it.
And it's really hard to not be impressed by what these guys can do after such a short amount of time. This short, structured course has them up there in the trees collecting coconuts like clockwork.
I don't know why. I was expecting the monkey to like come down and then go up another tree. Nah, it's a monkey just jumps tree to tree, of course. Another part of it that just kind of simplifies the process. Good luck doing that if you're a human. That was monkey number 2.
Wait, for this got a hole in like pyramids. Okay.
Huge tree. took down, I don't know, 15, 20 coconuts in absolutely no time.
Wish they had like a 3-pack. What the fuck am I doing with 5?
You know, it's pretty impressive how selective these monkeys are and how much you kind of trust them. Like, he'll call out to
Give
them,
to me.
push them to take the coconuts, but as soon as it seems like the monkey is done, like he's saying, this tree has only got unripe coconuts left, he's just going to trust the monkey, not really push the issue.
Later that day, we run into real working monkeys. They arrive just riding on motorbikes, pulling up to a roadside pit stop. One of them's on the side of a trike, the other's just hanging onto the back of a motorbike like a school kid in Vietnam, catching a ride home.
Good morning, guys. Right behind me, up there, is a monkey gathering coconuts. It's been going on for more than 400 years. Guy is just shredding through that tree in absolute seconds.
No, if I find green tea leaf wraps, I'll let them ship and we gotta experience that. I have no idea how that works. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm good. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm good. I don't know. I'm good.
There seems to be far more working monkeys than the ones that we saw getting trained up. They don't have to sort of yell at them that much. They just sort of know what to do. They've been doing this for a long time. And they can literally tell them which tree to go to move on, to stay. These monkeys are really well trained. They generally know exactly what to do, exactly what they're after.
It's a leaf, what the fuck? I don't know, man.
Males. They make the apprentice monkeys
Send it
look
to the
like they're
post
on
office.
They're huge, strong, and they just blitz through trees.
Can you ask him if he's ever been hit by a coconut?
Whatever you say, boss.
Oh, just sometimes when they hit the tree and then, just hit him too. Sometimes. But that is
So
it.
great
You have
to
be
pick
very
it up.
cautious. You have to focus when you work with the monkeys. So
No, she's scared.
We're told pretty bluntly that the meaner the monkey, the better they are for harvesting. And honestly, I can see why. These guys move at an absurd pace. You're filming below, and it's just non-stop thud of coconuts hitting around you.
Like his monkeys, they are very well trained, right? So one monkey can harvest about 1,000 coconuts a day. 1,000 coconuts a day.
He is wild. They don't even really seem to come down. They just jump from tree to tree. They do kind of just take breaks up there every now and then, think about which one they want to knock down. But the speed at which a monkey can knock out all the coconuts of a tree outbeats a human. Just tenfold.
And as we drive around the area, we run into harvester after harvester. These little Honda bikes with a sidecar for coconuts. And you pull up and you see the monkeys just hanging out in the trees and collecting the coconuts.
So again, guys, similar kind of setup. A couple of these trikes. Big boy monkeys, males. Mainly, apparently females and males can do this job, but the males seem to be the choice. Selection. They're rocking up until midday. It's getting hot right now, so I bet they're about to take a break and just look at all those coconuts. Like, that is thousands of coconuts these guys have cleared out. And that is what they said. They said that one monkey cleared out 1,000 coconuts in a day.
There's monkeys working all around this area, and it does seem to be a pretty much thriving community of them.
Oh la la.
Every time it's a big adult male.
Oh, he's a big one, huh? Boy.
And honestly, it's kind of nuts how many we come across in just an hour or so in a morning. And as we chat to these guys, I start to get a sense of the bigger picture.
You know, these coconut trees is like about 100 years old plus.
Wow.
Because this area is like, it's not modern farming. So you can see that it's not like in the same line, just like other provinces that we drove past, right? So you can see like, this is not very well organized because it's like nature.
In the West, we have a long tradition of working animals. Herding dogs, cattle dogs, horses pulling loads and racing, falcons used for hunting. And we don't see those really as shocking. We see it as kind of normal, charming even, as tradition. And the difference seems pretty simple. Dogs are working animals to us. Monkeys in our minds are supposed to be wild, supposed to belong in the jungle. But here in southern Thailand, that distinction doesn't really exist. For generations, people have raised monkeys to work alongside them. This practice goes back well over 100 years. And today, by law, the monkeys are bred in captivity. They're raised from young, treated like family. One handler told me his monkey sleeps in his house with him. They don't describe this as labor, but as skill, something to be respected, to take pride in. They even compete to see whose monkey is the best.
How long has he done this for?
Since he was born.
Wow, this is what he's done his entire life.
Born in the coconut farm, so.
Wow, how old is he?
Can you guess?
45.
No, 53.
53, look good. Guys, I've got to admit, I sort of came here thinking that I would come away with a very, very negative perception of this. And it hasn't been the case at all. Like, when you talk to these guys, they insist that they treat these things like they're their babies. They sleep with them, they're not kept in cages, they're out there in the coconuts, and they're not overworked from everything I've seen. It seems like a pretty symbiotic relationship between the handlers, the monkeys. It's been a tradition here for up to 400 years. It provides livelihoods for the locals. I think there's something kind of compelling about it. When you read online, you hear the negative sides of these stories. You're told that these monkeys are ripped away from their mothers as babies so that they're easier to train. People are uncomfortable with a wild animal being used for sort of labor. And I can't verify. A lot of the monkeys here supposedly are now bred in captivity. But at the very least, I think it's more ambiguous than it is being portrayed as by some of the people out there on the internet.
There is also a practical reality as well. These coconut groves are ancient. Some of these trees are several hundred years old and they stretch as far as you can see. There are hundreds of thousands of acres of ancient coconut grove in Surat Thani. It is the entire ecosystem.
Is it still common for people to use these monkeys to harvest the coconuts, or is it something that's kind of dying out?
Yeah, he said it's still pretty common around here.
And without trained monkeys, well, the alternative would be to cut them down. Replace these ecosystems with the tiny micro trees that are springing up everywhere else. And I think that's where things get kind of complicated.
They only can use the monkey in this area, cannot go other area. They'll get arrested by police. Really? Yeah, because because of the, 2 or 3 years ago of the news, like the trading between Thai and the US, I think. Yeah, they're strictly forcing the laws.
Crazy, huh? So they're really cracking down on this way of life.
Yes, and it's like just not many people can do it now.
Look, I get it. Monkeys are incredibly intelligent animals. It can suck to see them on a leash. Watching them work, it can make us feel uncomfortable. But is this really so different from dogs and horses and falconry? Or is it just something that's not that familiar to us? It starts to feel like this double standard, like animal labor is acceptable when it fits our Western traditions, but when it doesn't, then it's abuse.
These babies should be cradled by their mothers, but they're prisoners.
The statement is by PETA, and normally I don't go with stuff that PETA says.
And in the end, this debate, I don't think it's going to matter for that much longer anyway. The new laws are already being put in place. It feels like Thailand is ready to move on. And the old groves, they're beginning to disappear also. Bit by bit, they're getting replaced with those short, stumpy trees. Something that can be easily harvested by a machine, benefiting from the new economics.
You see these short-ass coconut trees? These are the sort of modern plantations. They don't grow high at all, and you can just pick them right away. And so if you feel uncomfortable about this at all, let me just reassure you that I think this is a tradition and a practice that is going to just naturally die out. Anyway, fortunately or unfortunately, depending upon the way you look at it, this is the future. It's just so much easier. So I guess I'm just happy I get to document this whilst it still hangs around.
I think I'm done for today. I want to chill, my head hurt. I don't know, thinking about it. Yeah, man. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. You have a good night. Good night. Thanks for watching.